Hi everybody, this is Harmony with Harmony Stitches and welcome to my channel. Here we talk about my crafting journey, which usually revolves around cross stitch with some knitting and crochet thrown in. And guess what? This time we're going to talk about all three. And I don't know if I've ever done that on this channel before. If I have, it's very rare because I usually don't do all three crafts in the same time period of a video. So I have been gone for a couple more weeks than what I intended to, just because it's life. Things have been happening. We actually took a day trip over to Chicago, so that was, well, it was like a day and a half really. And so that was one day that I couldn't film. And then, you know, yesterday was time change and I was busy with church and some other things. And so here we are on Monday, March 11th, here for another video. I have a couple of projects to talk to you about and then some other things. So let's go ahead and get started so I don't run out of time. Okay, so in February, this is going back all the way to February. I don't even know when I talked to you last. I put all of my projects in this bag, and then when I'm done talking to you about them, I put them all away, and then I start over. So if it's in this bag, I'm going to talk about it, and hopefully it's not a repeat, okay? So last February, very first thing that I do in the month, usually in 2024, is my Super Mario Brothers 3 map, World 1 map. That's what, it's a very long name. Super Mario Brothers World 3, the third game, World 1, Grassy Lands. So my goal is 1,860 some stitches on this per month to make it to the end of the year so I get a finish. And I don't know if you're going to be able to tell what I've done, but I think I've done more of the outlines of these things and some of the little roads that connect the pieces together. And I got it to a point where I think I can just do background at the retreat coming up. I'm going to a retreat in 2 weeks, and I'm hoping that I can take this. Instead of working on it first thing, I'm working on it at the end of the month because the background will be easy and I won't have to think or count. So I did get my goal done for February, and I actually think I got 30 extra stitches, so that will help later in case I'm falling behind. The next thing that I have to work on in each month are my WIPGO pieces. Last year I did starts, this year I did whips. The first one that I worked on was January by the Prairie Schooler. This bag is almost too small for the chart. The chart is big. Yes, I've done the little ornament already. I haven't got it ready to hang yet, but I did do this, and I'm working on the medium size one. And I found that I was lacking the green, so I did find that in my stash when I organized. I think I organized in December and January. So I did find that. And that meant I was able to do some trees and finish this kid right here because he had some green in his clothing. So in February total, I think I stitched 996 stitches. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that usually I get thousands of stitches, 8 to 10, 12,000. So this is not even 1,000 stitches, but it's where I got to, and there's reasons for that we'll talk about. I'm stitching this on 28 count antique white Monaco with the called for DMCs. Yes, the white isn't going to show up all too well, but it'll be like a little shadow and it'll be fine. Okay, let me get this back in the bag. The next WIPGO piece is this little Queen Bee, I think it's called. It's in the All Dolled Up series by Little House Needleworks, and it's called Queen Bee. It's from 2008. And I have this down. My goal is a finish, and I did get a lot done. I finished the bee, finished the words, and then I started the foliage, the little clover flowers here, and the honeycomb. So the biggest part of this one that's left to do are the wings. And I only have one of the colors, so I have to find the other color. I probably have it in my stash. I just need to pull it out. I did find that I had a placement error down here on this side, which caused everything to be off here. I didn't fudge necessarily. The words are in the right place, but I'm fudging this side so it matches this side. It's fine. This is on 28 count Monaco that I coffee tea dyed, and I'm using the called for, well, I'm using the called for DMCs, and then the classic Colorworks, I'm just converting those to DMC as well for this one. And you know, that's what I usually do. Oh, I did not put my floss away in my other project, my Prairie Schooler. It's everywhere. Okay, throw that in the bag. Okay, so that was February. That was all the cross stitching that I did in February. And what I did do is I started, I'm just going to go February. I started a knitting project because I needed something that was a little less intense, like something that, palette cleanser, let's say. That's probably a good term for it, a palette cleanser. Because between the cross stitching that I did do, even though it was just a little, I was designing and researching. And I just needed something that I could pick up and I really didn't have to think about it. So I think I lost the ball band for this. Oh wait, maybe I stuck it inside. No, I lost the ball band. But this is one of those, I don't know. Let me see if it's in the bag. No, it's not in the bag. It's like one of those cakes from Lion Brand that the colors just fade together, and so you don't have to do anything but knit or crochet, and the color does all the work. So this is one side, purple to coral, and then it goes to peach to white, and then teal, and then back to purple. And it's really long, and it's thick, so that way, you know, it can, I didn't weave my ends in yet. So you can do all different kinds of things with it. You can, you know, a traditional tie, or you can, you know, do whatever. Or you don't even have to tie it at all. You can just loop it around your neck. And I did this just really simple eyelet pattern. I hope that you can see that. It's just a really simple, if you Google search knit eyelets, I bet this will come up, and it's just a classic simple pattern. So I have to just weave the ends in and then wash it, and that's completely finished. So I use that as the palette cleanser in between designs. So let's go ahead and talk about the rest of the things that I have to talk about, and then we'll circle back to the designing. So then we hit another month, and my WIPGO pieces came up, and I have this down for a finish as well, just because I'm halfway done. And it's this little kit that I got from they were giving it away. It's 3 Wise Men. I still have my needle stuck in here with my floss and everything, because I just threw it down and didn't work on it again. I started working, or continue working on this dark blue here. So, I mean, I'm halfway. It's just a lot of counting and a lot of half stitches. So, or, you know what, quarter stitches. Then there'll be a lot of back stitching at the end too, but. So, I did maybe 4 strands in this so far. The month is young. It's only half or 1/3 over, so I have time. The other project that I was picked on WIPGO this month is Vintage Animals, but I haven't touched it just yet. And I have not touched my full coverage yet because, like I said, I'm going to take that to the retreat. Let me see if there's anything else in here. Okay, and then the other day, this is where the crochet comes in. The other day, I saw a pattern come across my Facebook news feed for some crochet bunny bunny rabbit peeps. You know, like, yeah, the traditional chick ones, but these were bunny rabbits. And so she crocheted some, and I'm like, I bet I have yarn for that. And so I came up here and I looked in all my stash, and I didn't have any worsted weight, but I have like this, it's not quite lace, but it's smaller than fingering, I think. The label is in like Japanese or Chinese, and I tried to use Google Translate to figure it out, but I really didn't get a good answer. So I started making these, and you make 2, and then you crochet them together, and all my ends are here because I'm going to tuck them inside instead of weaving them in. So you make 2, and then you crochet them together, and you put a little stuffing in there to make it, you know, look like a fat marshmallow. So I've made so far 5 of these. I've got 5, and the designer used, you know, since she used worsted weight yarn, she used 9mm safety eyes for the eyes and the nose. And so I'm trying to find safety eyes in stock somewhere that are small enough to make sense for this size yarn. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to embroider something on, which is fine. So I am making these for people as an Easter gift. And usually I don't do Easter gifts, but I thought it would be cute to put something on there like Happy Easter Peeps, you know, like create like a little thing and then tie it on. So I'm doing that, and I think I'm going to make anywhere between 9 and like 12 of them or something. So that's another side project. But that is a really easy project that I can do while I'm watching TV as well. Even though there's counting involved, it's not as intense as cross stitch. So I'm doing that. What I'm finding though is at least the first day that I did it, I woke up the next morning and my right hand was completely numb. And my daughter's like, hello, you probably can't crochet with thin yarn and small hooks. So I may be to the point where I'm wondering if I'm not really, I shouldn't be, is the correct word. I really shouldn't be crocheting at all. So I'm going to get through these 9, and then we'll see. And if that's the case, that if I have to give crochet up, then there goes my 2019 temperature blanket. But I could always start over with knitting and do like a Cozy Memories or a jelly roll or something to the effect. Like, I'll figure it out. But for now, I'm trying to take it easy and still plug away at those and have them done by the 20th. So I only have 9 days to get 13 more sides done, and then I have to sew them together. Anyway, how does this always happen to me? I always have these grand plans of doing something, but I have like 4 days and like, hurry up and get this done. Oh well. Okay, so my cross stitch shop had an event for Super Bowl Sunday, and I went and I ran out of time. I couldn't even complete my purchase. I just pulled some things together and said, hey, set that aside for me later. Because I was double booked. One of the things I got was Watley Woods by Classic Colorworks. I needed 2 of these for the charts that I got for the Superb Stitch In by Kathy Haberman at Hands On Designs and Stephanie Webb at Lindy Stitches. They did a joint event for the Super Bowl Sunday evening, and I got 1 of these, but I forgot that I needed 2. So thank you to Tracy, who let me know that I needed 2, so I was able to pick up 1 more. And then I got this piece of fabric, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see the greatness of this fabric through the camera. I hope you can, because it's pretty fantastic. I had found it previously, and I couldn't stop thinking about it, so when I went back for the Super Bowl event, I picked it up. And this is, I think I have my receipt in here. I think I saved it just so that way I can remember what it was. 28 count Lugana, picture this plus, and it's called Shadow. And I've never seen a piece of shadow before, so I don't know if this is typical for what shadow looked like, or if I just got a unique piece here. But this is pretty cool. It looks, the reason why I thought it was cool is because the modeling looks like it's pressed flowers. I don't know if you're going to be able to pick that up, if you're going to be able to see it, but like right here, right here to me looks like flowers. So I'm not sure. And I don't know what's going to go on here. Something fabulous has to go on this piece of fabric. My husband said Halloween cats, but I don't know if what he's thinking there. Like, is he thinking stitch them in black and then they're kind of like a shadow on the shadow? Or is he thinking stitch them in like, you know, traditional like fun Halloween colors like lime green and orange and purple? I have no idea. He didn't say, he just said Halloween cats. But this is actually a big piece. It's, let's see if they wrote it down. They usually write all the details down here. It's a fat half. It's a fat half. So it's a pretty big piece. And I think I would want to keep it intact just so that way the modeling is taken advantage of. But I don't know. I don't know, but I love this so much. Like, and you guys know that I don't use that word very often, but I use it for special things, but this is something that I actually love. It's so much so that I could probably frame it with nothing and put it on the wall, and I would enjoy it every minute. So there is that 28 count Lugana that I have to find something fabulous to put on there. Last time I came and visited with you, I told you that I got my sock club, but I forgot the yarn downstairs. And then I started a Musselburgh hat with one. Well, this is the other colorway. I remembered to put it in my bag. So it's kind of reminds me of denim with the copper color for the rivets and the buttons, and then the blues and the gray. Kind of reminds me of denim. It's color QS1109. I don't know if they sell this in the shop or not, but it was from the sock club. Okay, that's all the purchases I have had since the last time I talked to you. Like, I haven't really had any purchases at all. Okay, so two things that I want to talk to you about designing and the retreat. So designing. I am in the process of designing my second chart. I'm pretty much done with it, but then I thought that maybe I was going to redo some of it. So I'm still deciding on that. I still have to decide on a company name and do all that kind of background work and, you know, I have the chart all done, but then put it together so that way it can be sent to the printer and printed. So there is still a lot of work going on in the background, but I was researching a lot of things and making sure that I had copyrights under control, and so that way I wasn't breaking copyright law and hurting people's feelings and stealing people's work and things like that. So mostly what I'm going to be stitching or designing are like Bible scriptures and things like that. Christian faith-based items. So I have to check on copyrights and things. Well, one of the things that I was totally naive on is that I thought, well, no one has a copyright on the Bible. Well, they sure do. Each individual translation of the Bible from, like, say the NIV or the NLT or the ESV or the Berean or the King James Version or any of those, they all have a copyright on them. So I have to follow copyright and, you know, how they want me to operate in there. But there's other things, like my very first design that I gifted for Christmas, that is in the public domain. It is no longer copyright protected, so I can go ahead and use that with no problem. So that was pretty exciting because my bubble was almost burst because I thought, oh my gosh, I just designed this, and sure, I can give it away as a gift, but my plan is to share it with all of you as my very first chart for sale. So thankfully, I'm able to proceed with that. So I am excited about that. It's going to be a long process because I don't know how to file for a business license or get a tax ID or anything like that, because any of the things that I had been involved in the past was self-employment and you didn't necessarily need any of that. but I want to make sure that I'm doing things the right way. So if any of you that are watching this video know about, you know, business licenses in Michigan and things like that, and you have some experience, send me an email, because I would surely at least like a lead, a little tidbit to get me started and, you know, point me in the right direction kind of thing. So I am excited to bring those to you later on. I'm hoping to be able to get them to you out for sale by October. But we'll see. I'm not really sure. And then the next thing is the retreat. I am hosting a retreat May 31st, which is Friday, May 31st to Sunday, June 2nd. We do have the option of arriving early on Thursday for an added fee. I think it's 8 p.m. we can arrive on Thursday. I did send the registration packet out to, you know, a dozen or so people. And so far, I've only received 3 registrations back. I would be number 4, but I haven't submitted mine yet just because I wanted to see how this was going to go. And because I just plain forgot. So I figured that some of you probably forgot as well. So I just wanted to send a friendly reminder that if you were planning on attending the Michigan Cross Stitch Friends retreat that I'm hosting May 31st to June 2nd, please send in your registration form so that way we don't lose our space. And by lose our space, I mean, we won't necessarily, they're not going to kick us out if we only have a couple of people. We still get to go. But if we don't have, like, if we don't meet the threshold that they set, then they will send other people to take the empty spots, because of course they want to sell out. So it's part of the contract that if we don't if we don't book the spots, they will book them for us with other people. And that could be scrapbooking people, knitting people, any people that want to use the space. So if I've sent the registration packet to you already, do me a favor even and let me know that yes, you plan on sending in your registration and plan on attending, just so that way I can kind of have an idea of how many people will be coming. If you haven't sent me an email for that retreat yet, go ahead and send me an email, and my email is listed in the description box, but it's simply harmonystitches21@gmail.com. Send me an email and I'll get that sent off to you right away, because I want this to be a success. So if you know any other stitchers that may not watch my videos, even if they're out of state, if they're willing to drive or fly, I don't care. They're welcome to come as well. So share the registration form out, send me an email, let me know if you're planning on coming or not, just so that way I can kind of have an idea and get a running list of people to check in with later on. The sooner that we get our registrations in, the better, because like I said, there's that threshold, that like deadline, and I don't know it off the top of my head, but there is a deadline that they will then book other people into our space, which is fine. We'll accept new friends, but if we want to have as many cross stitchers as possible, then we need to book early, send our registrations in early. I think that's all that I have to talk to you about for now. I'm going to continue plugging away on all of the things, the crochet, Easter peeps, and I am knitting a hat at work and I forgot to bring it with me today, and the cross stitch. I may not get a lot done because of the designing and everything, but if I just keep plugging away a little bit at each thing, then everything will get done. The crochet, the designing, the retreat, the other cross stitch projects. So I know that I've probably been talking fast and it's been a whirlwind, but the sun, even though it's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun is going to be setting soon and I have to go get dinner. So I hope to see you soon. I hope to not stay away for another month again, but so I plan on coming 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now would be the cross stitch retreat that I'm going to be at. If I remember, I can take all of my things with me and my stand that I use for my iPhone, and I can film in the hotel room. If I remember, I'll do that. If not, then I will see you the following weekend. So it'll either be 2 or 3 weeks until you see me again. If you have any questions about anything that I talked about, or the retreat, or the designing, or anything at all, send me an email or comment below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And I hope that you found something in this really quick update to inspire you to pick up a languishing WIP or maybe to even try something new. And until I see you again, have a great day. Bye.